pew, 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 it's a gun. Good afternoon, guys. Brian here. Today I'm going to give you my impressions on Transformers Combiner Wars Sunstreaker. First off, let's get this out of the way. He comes with a comic book, which is very shiny. Has some cool artwork on it. Has a big bio on the back. I will get that closer for you. Do 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 do. That would have worked better if I had actually timed that correctly. Alright, so there's his bio and everything. CG render, I think, of the figure. This is an issue of, I think, Transformers. The book that was formerly Robots in Disguise. And I just have to say it. I have to say it when I flip to the page. I love Thundercracker with a puppy. Oh, I need puppies for Thundercracker now because of that. So, there's the comic book, which I give away to charities and whatnot. He comes with, well, first off, hey, this looks a whole lot like Breakdown from Menasor. And it is Breakdown from Menasor, painted yellow, or rather molded in yellow plastic with an Autobot logo on it. But I don't know the Sunstreaker, and so while I don't particularly like this mold all that much, I needed a Sunstreaker. I wanted a Sunstreaker, so I picked it up. He comes with the usual hand-foot gun. His gun sword, actually, I kind of like this thing. Because it, you could do like that, and it's pew, 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 it's a gun. Or you go, haha, it's a sword. It's very Gunblade-y to me. So, Final Fantasy VIII-ish vibes from it. He comes with the, I believe this is the same hand-foot gun thing that comes with Breakdown. Could be wrong about that. I have to double-check that, and, I always tend to forget which ones comes with which. But I love that it's got a cool engine. I would love it even more if I could do that with it. Or maybe, that with it. But, of course, you can't do that. So, wah. You could, of course, do that with it, but that would look silly. And this would also look silly. So, I tend to just take these and, as you saw, put them together. So I remember that this goes with this gun. And then I just put these off to the side. So, on the figure itself, it is a remold. It wasn't quite properly transformed. It is a remold of Breakdown. He is nearly identical, except for a different head, which we will see in robot mode. Speaking of Breakdown, there is Sunstreaker, and there is Breakdown, and for another random Combiner Wars thing, there is Dead End. Dead End, Dead End, Dead End, Dead End. There's Dead End. So, we'll just put him, chilling out there. Well, you compare these two guys who look identical because they are. So, yeah. Doesn't look bad. Hey, Motormaster, who's repainted an Optimus Prime. So there's what, an Optimus Prime in truck mode would look like with Sunstreaker in vehicle mode. No, wrong thing. Keep this one. Got slightly ahead of myself. There's my standard yardstick of Chromia. Shocking if you didn't see the Breakdown video. They're the same size. Or close to it, anyway. Because I have her on hand, why not? There's MMC's Azalea and MMC's Spartan, aka Impactor and RC in soft order. RC, Impactor. And you're... Sword attack! I don't know why, but saying sword attack suddenly reminded me of, Power Rangers. I think I was thinking, Zordon attack? I don't know. Random thought that popped into my head. Zordon attack! Actually, that would be kind of a cool, power attack. Zordon attack! Anyway, completely off tangent, and yeah, I grew up with Power Rangers. Okay. So, pretty standard size for a deluxe. She's small, he's big, he's medium. He's just right to do the three bears. Because I have them, there's, oh, your fins are a little weird there, Springer. There's Springer, Sunstreaker, and Ultra Magnus. And what the heck, we'll throw in Minimus Ambus. Oh, isn't he cute? Okay, enough of that. So while I might not have a Sunstreaker, I do have the Red Alert mold. Well, Red Alert who... Oops, didn't get that right. There we go. So this mold started off as Sideswipe, but was then remolded into Sunstreaker, and then done as Red Alert. So I do have this mold, which was a Sideswipe Sunstreaker mold. So that's how he looks with the old one, the older one. I can never, you know, this is one of those molds that I can never really get to like solidly connect up. Which is partially why I didn't bother to go track down the Sideswipe and Sunstreaker versions of these, because this mold doesn't really wow me all that much. And it also explains why he's covered in dust, if you can't tell, because he was in the back of the shelf. So, there's what he looks like with his previous mold mate self thing. As for what he can do in car mode, well, he can roll, because he's got wheels. He rolls pretty well, even though this surface is curved. No blatant robot mode kibble, really, except for the fists. So, not a horrible looking alt mode. I can also never, ever, 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 never, 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 ever, never, never, ever, ever, never, 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 never. If you ever watch Kung Pao and love that movie, you and I are, we're good. I never really got a hang of getting this thing to collapse either. So apparently no matter what mold Sunstreaker is, I can't transform it well. I do really, really like that though. That's just fun to me, doing that. Anyway. That's basically all there is for vehicle mode for him. So let's go ahead and line up my shot and say, let's get into vehicle mode. No, we already are in vehicle mode. Let's get to robot mode and see how he looks there, shall we? Ready? 3, 2, do. And here is Sunstreaker in his robot mode. And yep, he can hold his dumb-looking handgun thing, and his sword gun is okay. What you also can do with the hand-foot gun thing, which looks better, is plug this plug onto that port in his back, and create his jetpack. So, my planet needs me. I must go. But yeah, I just, what do you know? Surprise, surprise. I just combine the hand and then the gun and put it off to the side. But on Sunstreaker himself, let's get a close-up of his head sculpt. That is kind of a glorious Sunstreaker head sculpt, if I do say so myself. I do really, really like this head sculpt. I've always found his head to be dumb, but man, he is rocking that dumb head 150%. You cannot fault Sunstreaker for rocking that head. That is his head. His articulation is the exact same as Breakdown, so it can spin his head. His arms can do a full 360. It's got a ball joint here, so you can also go outward that much. He's got a double jointed elbow, partially for transformation, so you can do quite a bit with it. And a ball joint at one of those connections, so you have your bicep swivel there. No wrist whatsoever. His waist bends and twists because he can turn into an arm. He still has this weird joint that I don't understand why these guys do have this joint, where the legs can move around like that. I don't understand why. He's also got, well, that's a ball joint, so you can go forward quite a ways. You can go backwards, okay. You can go out all the way. And you've got a thigh swivel just below that, and a 90-degree motion at the knee. And he has feet, kinda, so you can toe forward a bit and ankle back a little bit. So can't do like great things with it, but better than nothing, I suppose. And speaking of Breakdown, there he is. And let's bring in another random Combiner Wars figure with Dead End, just so you can get a sense of how these guys kind of look compared to some other guys. There you go. So yeah, very much the exact same as Breakdown. Slightly different paint apps, but not drastically dissimilar. Yeah, I don't know. And let's throw in Motormaster, who is repainted in Optimus Prime. So there's what he would look like with an Optimus Prime. And there's also my yardstick of Chromia, so you can see how he compares to my standard measuring tool. You guys are looking a little to the left. You should look to the right of it. There you go. Sorry for touching your head. I apologize for disjarring you like that. Yeah, these guys are okay in scale-wise. Well, not scale-wise, but height-wise. Again, I don't have the Classics version of Sunstreaker, but I do have the mold as Red Alert, so that's what he would look like with his... Oh, I'm sorry. No. That's what he would look like with the Sideswipe version of the mold, basically. Yeah. Neither Sunstreaker is amazing to me. Why not some random fembots? I've got Mastermind Creations Azalea, who I will put over on this side since she seems to want to fall. Takara Slipstream. Generations Windblade. I said it was random, didn't I? And Takara Black Arachnia. So there's how he looks with some other ones. So some random fembots. I've got them here in handy, so why not? There is Planet Axe Queerness, aka Fall of Cybertron Slug, and we've got Generations Grimlock as well. So yeah, he's a deluxe size. Also in the why not category, there's Ultra Magnus, Springer, and MMC Impactor. Mastermind Creations Impactor. I'm actually Mastermind Creations Spartan, who is IDW Impactor. There you guys go. So that's how those guys look together. And just to show him off with his wave mates, we've got Prowl, we've got Ironhide, and we've got Mirage, who I guess I'll put over here and turn your head a bit. There you go. So there's the entire wave. Looks okay. Looks pretty good. I'm okay with it. And just so you guys can see what he looks like in limb mode, here is a very quick shot of Motormaster stepping in for the place of Optimus, but that's what they would look like. This is the first and only time I'm probably ever going to put these guys in limb mode, and it's okay. I mean, they're just the Stunticons recolored. And just for some size comparisons, there's my yardstick of Chromia. There is Ultra Magnus. Why not? Here is Queerness, aka Fall Cybertron Slug. So a decent size for a combiner. I'm perfectly okay with that, actually. For size-wise, anyway. But yeah, I'm not gonna ever combine these guys again, really. Now, on the transformation itself, it's the exact same transformation as Breakdown. I kind of like how the arms transformed, like just doing that. That's kind of cool. And I like the fact that there's actually car parts on him, so you don't have a car hanging out on his back. Granted, you do have a car hanging out on his back. I still get a kick out of the windshield, but yeah, this mold, and I guess this is leading into my final thoughts. The mold and the transformation are not my favorite. They just... It looks goofy to me. The articulation is not what I want it to be. Mostly, I think it's the legs. The legs just look like crap to me. And that kind of kills it to me. But I do really do like his head sculpt. Like, for having a dumb head, he has a good dumb head. And I do like that they integrated his backpack as the jetpack from the show. Granted, I don't really even remember him having a jetpack, but that is still kind of fun. But I guess that's everything I have to say about Sunstreaker here. I am curious to know what you guys think about him. How would you guys feel about the prospect of a Sideswipe repaint from this? I probably would do it because I don't have a real Sideswipe, but like I said, I don't particularly like this mold. So I'm curious to know what you guys think about stuff. Let me know down below. And I also want to take a moment to sincerely thank you guys for those of you who have subscribed to us and spread the word about us. You guys are amazing for having done that, and you're the reason we keep doing these videos. So thank you very much. And until next time, guys, may the sun keep on streaking you. That sounded better in my head. Bye.